Before I start discussing the strength of acids and bases, I want to talk a little bit about the pH scale. And we're not going to get into how the scale works, we just want to understand what it means. Excuse me. Look at this little mnemonic with me. I made this up a while back, and hopefully it will help you remember how to read a pH scale. So remember A, 7, and B. So put the letters A and B together and put 7 in the middle. So remember this, and it will help you remember the pH scale. Anything less than 7 is an acid on the pH scale, and anything more than 7 is a base on the pH scale. And if it's exactly 7, it's neutral. It's neither an acid nor is it a base. So A7B will help you remember that acids are less than 7 and bases are more than 7. So now let's look at reinforcement number 2, the strength of acids and bases. When I look at the instructions of this is not too terribly hard. You see the pH scale from 0 to 7 to 14. And when we look at the scale, anything that's less than 3 is considered a strong acid. Anything between 3 and 7 is a weak acid. Anything from 7 to about 10 is a weak base, and anything from about 10 to 14 is considered a strong base. So as you look at the pH values here, you're going to identify where it is on this scale and then write what it is below. For instance, pure water is at 7, so it's neutral, and pure water is right here. Ocean water is 8.5, so we find between 8 and 9, so ocean water goes right here. Tomatoes are at 4, so we find 4, and so tomatoes are going to go here. So use your pH scale and the words and numbers to fill out this little table. And I'm not actually going to do this. This is pretty easy. I don't think you need a video explaining how to write these down any further than that. So finish doing that and then we will continue. In the next portion, you're going to identify things that have a pH of lower than 3. Those are strong acids, and they will go here. And then you're going to put anything with a pH higher than 10, and those are strong bases, and you're going to put those there. And then you're going to write the weak acids here and the strong bases here. Fill out this little table using this diagram that you just completed, and then we will continue. So now we will look at the questions below. Is pure water an acidic, basic, or neutral substance? Well, it's 7, so it's neutral. Number 6, is the pH of a strong acid higher or lower than the pH of a weak acid? Okay, so remember A7B. So the further from 7 it is, the stronger it is. So the furthest we can get on the pH scale from 7 is 0. So 0 is a lower number, so a pH of a strong acid is lower than that of a weak acid. Is the pH of a strong base higher or lower than a weak base? And the bases are on the opposite side of 7, so the higher the number is, the stronger the base is. So a pH of a strong base is higher than that of a weak base. On a pH scale, what are the values of acids and what are the values of bases? So anything less than 7 is an acid. Anything more than 7 is a base. And that's all we have to say about reinforcement number 2.